Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My respected teachers, my brothers and sisters, today we are going to reflect upon an extremely important point that is often overlooked. The point is, greed blinds the heart. Before we move further, please take some time to subscribe so that you will be notified whenever we upload a new video. In fact, the whole Quran speaks about this point, and if only we could understand it, perhaps we could avoid many of the problems that surround us today. It is the problem of our times. It is the problem that causes so much fitna, trial, so much tribulation in the life of the Muslims. We see people becoming non-Muslims because of it. We see families breaking apart because of it. We see people fighting and quarreling because of it. We see wars happening because of it. What is this thing? This is one thing: greed. Greed blinds the heart. There was a very big man, a great leader who led his people to victory after victory. His name was Hamza. He was the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was a great warrior. In fact, all the leaders of the Arab nations feared him. When they heard the name Hamza, they would become very afraid. Why? Because he was a great man, strong and brave and just. But you know what? Despite being such a powerful man, despite being such a successful man, despite having everything that he wanted in life, he was killed in the Battle of Uhud. Why? Because he had one fatal mistake. This great man, this successful man, died just because of one thing: greed. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, came to Medina, he made a treaty with the Jews. In this treaty, there were certain terms. One of the terms was that if the Muslims needed something from the Jews, or if the Jews needed something from the Muslims, they would ask for it and it would be given to them. But Hamza violated this treaty. He took something from the Jews without asking. He looted their market. And when they complained to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said to Hamza, "You have caused the treaty between me and the Jews to be nullified. By Allah, I swear by Allah, you will die fighting tomorrow." So Hamza died the next day in the Battle of Uhud. Why? Because of one thing: greed. Today, we see so many people like Hamza. They want more and more. If they have one house, they want 10 houses. If they have one car, they want 10 cars. If they have 1 million, they want 10 million. If they have 10 million, they want 100 million. And in the process, they forget everything. They forget Allah, they forget their family, they forget their deen, they forget their iman, they forget everything just because of greed. Greed blinds the heart. The same is true with a person who has a lot of knowledge. I've seen some of the alims, scholars of deen, the people of knowledge, but they have a disease. What is the disease? The disease is greed for more knowledge, but not for the sake of Allah. No, they want to become doctors of medicine. They want to become doctors of physics. They want to become doctors of every field just so that they can show off. Just so that they can say, "Look at me, I know everything." Subhanallah, these are the people who are dangerous. These are the people who are actually jahils, ignorant. Why? Because they don't know that Allah Almighty wants them to remain as alims of deen. That is why Allah Almighty gave them knowledge of deen, and that is where they should stick. That is where they should remain. But because of greed, because they want to be like the jahil doctors who have degrees after degrees and certificates after certificates, they become jahils themselves. So remember, brothers and sisters, whether you are a doctor, a businessman, a scholar, a student, a teacher, whatever you are, be satisfied with what Allah has given you. Don't be greedy. Greed blinds the heart. The same is true with respect to dunya. A person becomes so attached to dunya that he forgets the hereafter. Today, we see people spending so much time in earning money, in acquiring wealth, that they forget everything. They forget their prayer. They forget their family. They forget their children. They forget their parents. They forget their siblings. They forget everybody. Why? Because they are busy in this world. They have been blinded by the lights of this world. What is the result? In the end, they lose everything. They lose their iman. They lose their deen. They lose their family. They lose their children. They lose their wealth. They lose everything. So remember, brothers and sisters, don't become blind because of greed. Don't let the greed for this world take your heart away from Allah Almighty. Don't let the love for this world take your heart away from the love for Allah and His Messenger, peace be upon him. Greed also blinds the heart when a person becomes extremely miserly. You may have noticed that sometimes you tell a miserly person, "Look, give some charity, give some sadaqah," and he will say, "No, no, 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 I won't do it. Why should I give it?" And he finds excuses. Why does he find excuses? Why is he so miserly? Because his heart is blinded by greed. He cannot see anything beyond his money. He cannot see anything beyond his wealth. Once a person came to Shaykhul Islam ibn Taymiyyah and said, "Shaykh, I am very, very poor. I don't have anything. Please make a dua, supplication, to Allah Almighty that Allah makes me wealthy, that Allah makes me rich." And he kept on requesting, and he kept on requesting. Finally, Shaykhul Islam raised his hand and said, "O Allah, grant him the wealth that will not decrease his wealth." Subhanallah, what does this mean? It means that Allah granted him so much wealth that even if he kept on giving, his wealth would not decrease. Why? Because the more he gave, the more he earned. The more he spent, the more he earned. And that is how Allah Almighty tests those people who are actually meant for wealth. So remember, brothers and sisters, be careful of the love for money. Be careful of the greed for money. Remember, money is not everything in life. Money is just a means. Money is just a tool. Money is just a servant, and you are its master. Don't be a slave of money. Don't be a slave of wealth. And don't be blind because of greed. Greed blinds the heart when a person is greedy for knowledge, but not for the sake of Allah. When a person is greedy for fame, but not for the sake of Allah. When a person is greedy for power, but not for the sake of Allah, then greed blinds the heart, and a person can never ever be successful. So, brothers and sisters, remember, Allah Almighty wants us to be successful. That is why He sent the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to guide us. That is why He sent the Quran to guide us. That is why He sent the Sunnah to guide us. So follow the Quran, follow the Sunnah, follow the Prophet, peace be upon him. Follow the right path shown by Allah Almighty. Don't go astray because of greed. Don't go astray because of wealth. Don't go astray because of dunya. Remember, these things will never make you successful. Rather, they will blind your heart. And lastly, brothers and sisters, remember, this is just a reminder. This is just a talk that I'm having with you. If I have said something wrong, I apologize. If I have said something good, you accept it for the sake of Allah. May Allah Almighty bless you. May Allah Almighty guide us all. And I ask Allah Almighty to remove greed from our hearts. Ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.